Rory and Scottie combined to win 4 of the 5 biggest championships in all combined 36 starts. They won a quarter of those events. Scottie with 6 wins after 7 the previous year. And the consistency is quite obviously very impressive. The only other person to win a major, that was J.J. Spaun at the U.S. Open. Back with Todd and T-Lou for all the focus on Scottie's statistical dominance. I think it is his holistic attitude which sets him apart. His mom, Diane, said to me, Scottie is not his score. What's your sense of Scottie Scheffler?
Well, you're exactly right. He is not defined by a number. We can talk all of the mechanics of Scottie Scheffler, what he does so well, his great distance control, his incredible putting now. He's an elite putter, it seems like on the PGA Tour. But you really nailed it, Rich. I mean, what he has mentally and emotionally, not necessarily with golf, but in his life is so phenomenal. And I think that's what keeps him so balanced and so consistent. If you look at all the great athletes in the game, and let's just go with the modern era. And we'll start with Tiger Woods in golf, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. Those players, yes, those are considered GOATs for sure, understandably. But they kind of fed off that fame, had a bit of an arrogance that was understood by fans and their fellow players. Scottie Scheffler is the biggest name in the game when you talk about competition. There's nobody better than him for sure. But he wants to be so small. He is quite a unicorn when it comes to great elite athletes in the game. And I think that carries him well. Don't want to sell his faith short either. There are many players, and you know this, Rich, that pay a lot of money for sports psychologists. Well, Scottie just kind of relies on his faith. He prepares as well as he can. He shows up, and after that, he says, it's not in my hands. And that's a lot of freedom for a player to have in this golf that can really be mind-boggling.
Todd, what do you see for Rory in 2026?
I think he has a lot of freedom, too. I think a lot of the drama is behind him, obviously completing the career Grand Slam. And, Rich, you and I were in Augusta, and I have never seen a golfer, a player, try not to lose a tournament, not try to win, try not to lose a tournament more than Rory McIlroy. When I sat down with him that night after winning the Masters, he said that it was just so much relief that he let out on the 18th green after winning in that playoff. So that drama, that expectation that he had of trying to finally complete the career Grand Slam, it's behind him. I think off the golf course, all the drama is behind him as well, including the fact that he was carrying the PGA Tour's load on his shoulders in their competitive battle with Live Golf. So I think he's playing with a lot of freedom, and I do think he's still motivated to win many more major championships and do a lot more in the game of golf. But I can tell you, he's immensely popular. When we see Rory now, who's closer, kind of closer to 40 than he is 30, we still see that 21-year-old bouncing with the bushy hair coming out of Northern Ireland. He's candid, he's honest, he's emotional, and that's why he's loved.
Player likely to win his first major in 2026.
I think it's very understandable to think Tommy Fleetwood, for sure, because of what he did at East Lake. He played well after East Lake on the DP World Tour, so I am not writing him off. He could win his first major championship in 2026, but I would not sleep on Cameron Young. Cameron Young has finally got the monkey off his back, winning on the PGA Tour, taking the Wyndham Championship in Greensboro. But I think what he was able to do with that club that you see in his hand, his putter, to go from 145th on the PGA Tour in strokes gained putting in 2024 to 7th on the PGA Tour in 2025. I think that's been the missing link for him. He has played with confidence after winning the Wyndham Championship, and he was the American star, the best player, you could argue, at Bethpage at the Ryder Cup. So I think Cameron Young mentally, mechanically is ready to make the next step, and I think he's got a really good shot at winning his first major championship next year.
Victor Hovland is a player who is due. How about a breakout player, Todd?
There are a lot of good young players out there, but I can tell you, I was at the Bank of Utah Championship, Rich, And this kid, Michael Brennan, who won 3 times on the PGA Tour Americas, played at Wake Forest, got a sponsor invitation. And he, to borrow a line from our good friend, he hits it like a god. I'm talking about Brandel Chamblee. That's what he would say when he saw this guy play. I haven't seen a guy drive the golf ball on the PGA Tour that well, maybe since Rory McIlroy came on the scene. He has so much power and accuracy. And speaking with him, covering him that week, he has such maturity for a young man in his early 20s. I think he has incredible potential, and I look for him to be a force on the PGA Tour next year and beyond.
He's out of central casting, has some star quality as well.
Yeah.
How about a bounce-back player this coming year, Todd?
Well, Colin Morikawa did not have the best 2025. He has some high standards, and he probably would admit he didn't reach those standards that he is normally reaching year in and year out. So he's got some work to do, but obviously it's Max Homa. Max Homa 2 years ago was a top 10 player, won 6 times on the PGA Tour. 2025 was a big struggle for him, changed equipment companies, because completely just somewhat lost his game. You see the frustration that he had on the PGA Tour. He's 146th in strokes gained total on the PGA Tour for the year. 2 years ago, he was 9th. But to his credit, he tried to remain positive in this crazy game of golf on the world stage. And late in the year, we saw some progress. 3 of his final 4 tournaments finished top 20. His last tournament, again, the Bank of Utah Championship, a top 10 finish. So I think he finally has gotten a little bit out of the valley and moving in the right direction. So I'm hoping that he has a bounce back year in 2026.
Yeah, Tony Finau's 94th in the world. He has some work to do. And then there are 2 other guys I'm keeping an eye on who are fighting back from injury. They get about Sahith Theegala and Will Zalatoris.